They've got a gator that's mouth is taped, swimming around the wild. But if we don't catch this thing, it's just gonna die this miserable death of starvation.
Hang on, sweet girl. Hang on, sweet girl.
All right, so I'm headed up to Boca Raton, which is not my area. My buddy Sloan is a trapper up there. They've got a gator that's mouth is taped, swimming around the wild. He said it's been like that for probably a month. That they've heard of other trappers chasing it. He just got a permit for it. So I'm rolling up there right now, supposed to meet his agent Matt up there, and he's on a golf course, and he's been hanging out in this culvert pipe. They said they've been looking all over. They haven't seen him. The last time they saw him, or somebody at the golf course saw him, he was in that culvert pipe. So we're gonna see if we can track this guy down and get him out of there. These things happen from time to time, and people lose their minds on social media and the news, like, this is so cruel. Why would somebody do this? I don't think anybody's doing that on purpose. I don't think people are that evil where they're gonna just catch a gator, tape his mouth shut, and turn him loose to suffer for the next 6 months before he finally dies, or a year, depending on how healthy he is. I think more than likely it was, whether it was a trapper, one of his agents, somebody poaching it just to feed their family, somebody poaching it because they're Joe Lawless. No one's doing this on purpose. No one's taping an alligator and turning it loose. More than likely somebody caught it for whatever reason. And when you catch them, they're out of gas. They act like they're dead. And you can leave them there for 20 minutes and they won't move. But he'll wait for his shot, and then when nobody's looking, he'll make a break for it. The fact that it happened, it's a mistake, it's an accident. I can totally see how it happens. Regardless, though, if that ever happens, I would never leave until I caught that thing. I don't care if I was there for 5 days straight. To leave an animal like that is cruel. So whoever left it there is a jerk. Try to chase this gator with his mouth supposedly taped through this culvert pipe out here, and then Ray and Matt are gonna handle the smart part over here, handle the dangerous stuff. I'll just go for a swim, but we got to get this gator out of here. His mouth taped. He's gonna die a miserable death if we don't take care of him. So let's see what happens. All right, let's see what happens. Rather than bringing it in with me. This looks smaller than that side. I thought that looks like I could swim through it no problem. This thing I couldn't get through with the backpack on. It was hitting the top. Yeah, that's the other thing too. If he was up, I think he'd be up. Yeah. We would have seen him laying up somewhere.
You said it was stirred up in there?
Yeah, it might be me because there's like logs. So if I'm pushing on a log, it's popping the front end of that log up. It's all going to be stirred up. But All right, so I just swam through that whole thing. There's rocks and sticks and logs and palm fronds and no gator. So I'm gonna go the rest of the way. We'll see what happens. Couldn't fit through with the backpack, so I'm pushing this thing in front of me. All right, well that sucked. It's pitch black in there. There's no visibility. There's probably nothing on this camera. Couldn't get through with the tank on my back. I had to put it on the side. And yeah, we were hoping he was in there, but probably not. Have to wait for another time. Maybe later today we'll get lucky. He'll pop up. So I got in with the tank. There's a culvert pipe down there. Swam through there. Swam through this super narrow pipe. I couldn't fit the backpack with the tank on it, with the back plate, so I had to pull that off and just push the tank in front of me. Swam all through here. It's this little narrow, my shoulders barely fit. And then there's like logs and palm fronds. There's zero visibility, even with a flashlight. The water was all murked up. I think because the gator was going in and out of here. And he's just got it all stirred up. There's not a lot of flow in here either, so once he stirs it up, it's gonna stay like that. Then they popped up in here. We didn't see him because it's so narrow. He would have, he's only like 7 or 8 feet, they said, but he would have, something was just there. That was a turtle though, I believe. And then I swam through out here. These were easy because it was just a straight shot. And you know, it's a little short distance and you can see the light at the end, kind of. It's dark, you can't see anything, but when you get to the end you see it. But that other one was so long, I had no idea where it started, where it ended. And it just kept going and going and going. And I kept waiting to bump into this gator, but didn't get anything. All right, so I'm headed back to the golf course. I'm gonna look for the tape-faced gator. I'm gonna grab a golf cart. I've been mostly just going to the 2 places where they saw him the most. I talked to the lady up there today. I'm gonna grab a golf cart and just cover the whole course. Hopefully have better luck. Maybe it's moved on to a different place and I can track it down somewhere. Alright, so I just blew through the whole golf course, didn't see anything. It's been 2 weeks. Nobody in the grounds crew has seen it. None of the people in the neighborhood have seen it, so none of that is good news, obviously. The permit is still good for another almost 30 days. I think it's 28 days we have left. So I'll keep coming up here every day or every other day at least. I'll come up and either just run through the whole golf course or I'll grab a golf cart and just blast through it real quick. Sloan got the permit in early January, so, and that gator was taped for at least a month before that. But it could have been 4 months. A good-sized gator can go, you know, well over a year with no food. But a little skinny 7-footer might not make 4 or 5 months. So I don't know how much time this thing has left. So I'm going to check the tape-faced gator again. This is the last day for this permit. Sloan's permit expires today. I've been here, out of the last 40 days, I think I've been here like 32 of them or something. And I haven't seen anything. Not one time have I seen this gator. But if we don't catch this thing and it gets back out in the middle of nowhere, out in the Everglades somewhere, it's just gonna die this miserable death of starvation, which will take months and months. Alright, so I just blew through the whole golf course twice. Didn't see anything. No one's seen it. Grounds crew hasn't seen it. And the permit expires today, so this is the end of the road for my involvement with this gator anyway. Even if it pops up again and they they call it again, it'll probably be a new permit somewhere else. And the odds of Sloan getting that permit and then him giving it to me are probably slim to none. There's probably 4 other trappers in this area that Sloan works out of. So, and feel free to not do the math and tell me it's 20%. But just, yeah, the odds are highly against me getting that permit for that gator. So, yeah, I feel bad, man. I feel like I failed this poor thing. I feel like I was the only shot it had because it had been caught once and hooked another time. So it was super educated. So catching that thing was going to be a pain in the butt. All right, so we're back in the game for the tape-faced gator. Sloan's permit expired about 2 weeks ago. I just got a call from my friend Kayla. Her and her husband are trappers up in Palm Beach County. They're out of town. They just got a permit for a gator whose mouth is taped. It's in this back canal behind our neighborhood. 2 different people called it in. So they have 2 permits for the same gator, like 3 or 4 houses apart, which is nice because it gives me kind of a wide berth to go after this thing. I talked to both of the homeowners. They've seen it there for years. It lays up, it seems like in the morning behind this lady's house, in the evenings behind some other guy's house. For the past like 4 years it has this routine. It shows up for a few months right about this time of year, and then it disappears, and they don't have a problem with it because they're Floridians, and you know, alligators in the backyard are not that big of a deal. But they both called it in because they saw his mouth was taped. And the one lady got a pretty good shot of it, and it's bad. That thing's been taped for a long time. I'm gonna head up there now, see if I can catch up with this thing. I would be so psyched to get it because I thought that thing was toast for sure. Like 100%. I thought we had no shot at getting this gator. But yeah, I'm gonna roll up there right now and hopefully put an end to this story. All right, so nobody's seen this thing in 2 days. I checked the whole back canal, nothing. They did get a good photo on the blind eye side, and you can just see all the flesh, and you can just see all the flesh in that lower jaw has been compressed right to the bone. There's nothing there. I'm kind of excited to be back at the game and have another shot of this thing, but I do not want to go through what I already went through with this thing. I spend a month up here and never see it. All right, so I just checked the tape-faced gator again with Chris and Kayla's permit. I've been here like 10 out of 14 days and nothing. No one's seen it since 2 days before they called the permit in. The one guy's out there religiously, he said 3-4 times a day looking for it, hasn't seen it. So I'm assuming at this point it's already moved on. I'm gonna wait until somebody sees it before I come back. That's not true, I'll probably check tomorrow, but yeah, I think it probably moved on. And I'm just hoping it pops up again. Permit's still open for another, 3 or 4 weeks, so hopefully it pops up and we can catch this thing and help it out. I just feel bad for it, man. All right, so Sloan just sent me a photo of this taped gator on the bank at the golf course again. So she's back over there where the original permit is. That permit expired. That permit's good for 45 days. It already expired. So they had to call in a new permit. So now I'm heading over there, and it's a small pond. It's a retention pond we checked many times. If I can get her in this small pond, I'm thinking about blocking off both culverts and keeping her in that little pond. And then I can catch her and get her out of there. If I can isolate her in one of these small ponds, I can just wait on her all night. And the only way she'll get out of there is to walk out. And I'll wait. I'll spend the next 2 or 3 days there. I won't sleep. I won't go home. I won't do anything. I'm going to catch this girl and just get her out of there. This has to end. At this point, she's probably been taped for 3 or 4 months. I need to get her out of there, and it needs to go down today. So of course I pull in. The gator's not there. Some guy in the ground screw had stopped, take a photo of it, chased in the water apparently. So this pond kind of bottlenecks down at the end, and there's this big vertical culvert pipe. It's like a canister almost. And another culvert goes into that, which goes to the other small pond. So I assume the gator went through that canister thing, and I grabbed an old like construction sign, and I just blocked off the other end of that culvert. So if he's in it, now he can't go out that end, and if he's out of it, he can't go back in. So once I find out where he is, he's going to be isolated in either one pond or the other, or the culvert pipe.
And then the pressure would build up and eventually would push down.
I looked into that canister, I saw his nose sticking out. So I blocked off the exit to the vertical culvert so he couldn't get back out in the pond. So now I got him trapped in the culvert. The only place he can come out and get air is in that canister. So I'm kind of hoping if she comes all the way out of that pipe and tries to find the exit in that vertical canister, that while she's poking around underwater, I can kind of use that blind eye and get the rope in position and noose her before she gets out.
Now is something I hope I don't have to try to even use. I'm setting up this Widowmaker hook. I usually use this for getting like branches and sticks. If I have like a gator under a pile of branches, I can kind of throw this in and grapple that stuff out and then pull the gator out. I know a lot of guys use these on gators too. They use much bigger hooks than this too, which kills me. But I may have to use this because she's only putting her nose out. She's not coming all the way out. It's like she almost senses. I mean, she's blind in the one eye that's on this side, so she can't see me. But it's almost like she senses if she comes out, something bad's going to happen. Alright, so he's almost out of the culvert pipe into that like canister thing. If I can get him in there, by the time he realizes the exit is blocked, because he's blind in that one eye, I should be able to get the noose down. As he tries to go through it, I should have a good shot at getting him out of there. Like 50-50, because he can go under it, around it, through it, whatever. But a lot better than trying to hook him. I could probably try to hook him in the jaw muscle right now. And that could work. That's probably like a 50-50 or less. I could try to move that snare over his jaw, but it's his good eye, so that wouldn't work. So I'm just going to just wait, and hopefully he gets his whole body out there, and he'll have to turn around to go back in the culvert pipe, and then I'll be able to noose him.
So yeah, at this point, it's just a waiting game. I mean, she's been in there for 4 or 5 hours, just sticks her nose out, gets a few breaths, goes back in. So I'm thinking if I can get her to come out far enough, I can slide that hook down and just get her in the jaw muscle. That jaw muscle, along with the tail, is like the strongest muscle in the body. That's like hard as a rock when it tightens up. So that's not going to hurt her if I hook her there.
All right, so I got here at 10 o'clock. It is now 4:30. I'm waiting for this guy to come out of that culvert, but I'm hoping he pops out of there and tries to go through back into the pond. And then I'll be able to block the culvert pipe with the noose. When he tries to turn around and go back in it, when he realizes the exits are blocked, then I can snatch him and I'll have to yank him straight out of there. It's now almost 5:30. He's been like that for 2 hours with his head just poking out of that pipe. Just gonna grab that climbing rope with the hook on the bottom and just hopefully I catch him in the jaw muscle. The jaw muscle's fine. That's like solid beef right there. So that's not gonna hurt him that much. But I gotta get him today. All right, I'm going with a different hook on mule tape. The other one is not as big, which I was trying not to be as aggressive with the alligator, but at this point it's too risky not to get it. If I have to put a big hook in him, I have to put a big hook in him, but I gotta save this thing.
So I kind of thought when I hooked her, she'd be weak from not eating for the past 3 or 4 months and just kind of stressed out from moving around. I thought she wouldn't give me much of a fight, but she went off like a bomb. And it was just non-stop. And I was doing my best to keep her off the side of the culvert, the metal edge there.
Hang on, sweet girl. Hang on, sweet girl. Relax, relax. You got a lot more energy than I thought you'd have. My lord. She's big. He, she, whatever. There we go. Got a noose on you. I hate those freaking hooks. But it might be saving this girl's life or this boy's life, whatever. I think I trust the noose. And you can keep those hooks. All right, now, it would be nice if I had somebody here, but I don't. So, I'm gonna get this out of here.
And then I had to figure out whether I was going to pull her straight up by her neck, basically, or
right there.
Climb down, get the rope down, and try to pull her out that. About a third of that vertical culvert is cut out in the bottom. It's like a giant mail slot down there. So I figured that was the easiest way to do it. So I went down.
I should be able to reach in.
Plus, I didn't want to like hang this girl on the way out. So
the bottom of this rope.
I went down and just kind of untangled everything, fed the rope through, and was able to get her out.
I got it. All right. All right. Come on, baby girl, where are you? Stupid rope. All right, now we got her. Come on, baby. All right, though, that's something. We got hands on her. All right, come on, girl. Here we go. Just gonna pull your ass out, babe. Sorry. I gotta yank your ass out of there. Here we go. Oh my Lord. All right. You got snare on you. That snare was actually on you. That's crazy. All right. I'm cutting all the shit off of her right now. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Just gonna put the toe strap on her. Thank you, Jesus. I'm sorry, sweet girl. I hope she survives this. Like, she's so thick and healthy still, but she might be stressed from just having no food and trying to fight me just now. It didn't help. I've never used one of these before on a gator. I've always used them for like pulling branches out and sticks that my line is stuck under, or my gator stuck under. Like they say, it's always better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. I've used this as a grappling hook plenty of times, but never to catch a gator. And thank God I had it today. My Lord, look at you. Help me help you. I think if it stays tight, we'll be okay. Jesus. Oh my Lord, this poor girl. Look at that. The skin is actually trying to grow around it. So bad. This is so bad. I don't know why people tape them so tight. I don't know who the hell did this, poacher, trapper, whatever, but you ain't gotta tape them that tight. Oh my Lord. Thank you, Jesus. I'm gonna say it about 1,000 more times. Hey, hey. Close enough. Whatever the hell we're getting there. 7, 8. I gotta check it. Sorry. I had to check. So here she is. It's a female. I just checked. This is unbelievable how bad this is. I don't understand how somebody could ever let a gator like this escape. I don't care if you're a trapper, a poacher, just some kid being stupid. But you let it get away with tape on its mouth, and you don't spend every waking hour 24/7 trying to find that thing. You're gonna let it suffer and have this happen. Look at the damage under here. And then eventually starve to death. You're a piece of crap. All right, so I am dropping the tape face gator off at the outpost. I think the best place for her is in this small pond with a bunch of smaller gators. She can recover. It is the breeding season. She might want to be left alone for a while. Tried to feed her, she wouldn't eat. So I'm thinking she's just stressed from being caught and from going so long without eating. It's going to take a little while to settle into a new environment before she feels comfortable enough to eat. Usually like a week or two, they're usually fine. So even though she went probably 3 or 4 months with no food, she's still thick and healthy. She could probably go another 2 months, no problem. So I'm not really concerned about her not eating right away. It's not that big of a deal. I do a 7-day fast. I want to kill myself. So they're pretty amazing. And I'm going to drop her off, and hopefully she recovers soon, and she'll be good. What's going on, Rex? Sorry, I need to get a photo of that, please. It's good because she's going to be the largest gator in this area. She's right at 7 feet 8 inches, and the biggest one in here I believe is 7 feet on the nose.